Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Voyager class TIGATRON from Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy. And I'm very excited for this one because TIGATRON was definitely one of my favorites when I was a kid. I was really into white tigers. I just thought they were really cool. And I love his color scheme with the green and the white. I just think it all really looks sharp. So he was definitely one of my favorites and I'm very excited for this release. Love the artwork here on the front. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Over here on this side, you have this standard kind of Kingdom mural that we're used to. Not too much going on the top or the bottom. Just got a maximal symbol there. And then spinning it around to the back, we have the Tiger mode, we have the Robot mode. He finally comes with the weapon, just like the original toy and like it was featured on the show. Something that Deluxe Cheetor solely needs, in my opinion. I'm really bummed that he did not have it, but at least they have corrected it here for TIGATRON, so very, very excited for that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get TIGATRON out of this packaging, and we're going to take a closer look. So here is TIGATRON out of the packaging, and I gotta say, I'm kind of blown away. He is a scaled up, much more refined Cheetor. I feel like all the problems that you may have had with the Cheetor mold, they've been corrected, and he just looks phenomenal. I mean, the color scheme's great. The green is spot on. You have a nice metallic green there for the face. Let's get in a little bit closer so we can see that. Really nice metallic green there. You have some nice orange for the eyes. A little bit of orange here on the crest as well. Really nicely molded and detailed. You have kind of a limited ball joint for the head, so you can see you get a little bit of rocking front to back. Not really much side to side, but you can certainly look side to side, no problem. The tiger head looks fantastic, and we'll see that more in the tiger mode. You have nice shoulder movement here. Not nearly as limited by these pieces as Cheetor's was. So you can still kind of like get a nice range of motion here. You can rotate forward. You have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. You have nice hinge in the hip. Kick pretty far forward. Now, you can't really kick back because of this butt flap, but you can unpeg this and move it out of the way. So if you want to kick back, you can, which is nice. So that can either be pegged down as kind of a back skirt, or you can unpeg it and swing it back if you need to get that articulation out of the hip. Nice thigh swivel there. 90-degree bend in the knee. Of course, you have ankle tilt. You have a little bit of front to back with the ankle as well. He's got really nice heels, so he's not going to fall over at all. Really nice, strong heels there. He just looks fantastic. All the paint applications with the tiger stripes I think are cool. Now there are a couple areas where they kind of did some shading so that the white kind of goes into an off-white. But I think that looks pretty cool. I think that works. He's just all in all a really great figure. Like I said, it's just a really refined Cheetor. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. I want to show off his accessories. The only thing I don't get is they took the tail accessory that Cheetor had and they kind of removed the spike piece here from the end. And he's just meant to hold it, I guess, like as a whip or something. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just a way to, you know, unpeg the tail and get it out of the way. I don't really care about it being an accessory because he comes with the gun. This is the gun that we all expected Cheetor to have, and I was really bummed when he did not. It's got that weird brain matter area that I still don't understand from the original toy. But there it is. But it looks just like the original show. This can pop off. I'm not really sure if that serves a purpose or if it's just so you can peg other things or, you know, they like to give you options. But the gun looks great. It pegs into his hand very simply, and it just looks good. So I'm very, very excited that he comes with this gun. I wish there was a way we could get one retroactively for Cheetor, maybe pop it in another release of something else. I would really appreciate that, but I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe some third party can take care of that, sell us a little accessory pack or something. But I want to do a comparison real quick with Cheetor. So if I bring him in, obviously you can see the height difference because he's a Voyager, he's a Deluxe. But you can take a look here at the accessory, how they took that piece off. And the tail is obviously much longer. But there's just so many improvements. If you remember the way that Cheetor transforms, you have to kind of swing the bottom jaw of the cheetah back, and then this piece here has to peg into its mouth, which was a little awkward and caused some people to have problems with pieces snapping off and things like that. He doesn't have that problem. It just sits there. The head just sits on the front. The back part of it clicks into place, and so you don't have to worry about pegging anything into the tiger's mouth. These pieces here that kind of, you know, cover the sides are a little bit sleeker and more refined. You can see here that they're a little bit larger and blockier. This section here I think is a little bit more slim and refined. That looks a little bit wider. But the biggest difference is the legs. You can see how the Tiger legs actually go into the leg, and it's a nice smooth, like, you know, it sits flush and there's no problem there. This is just the entire cheetah legs just sitting on the front. So that just looks a little bit more polished. And then also you have much bigger heels down here. And I also even feel like the legs don't really... These are a little bit lankier, and these just kind of look nicer and just fit into place better. Now, his skirt didn't unpeg, so you couldn't move that. It was just kind of a piece of it. And we already talked about how that one could move. And you'll see some other things as we get into the transformation, a couple of other improvements they've done. And I'm not to say that the Cheetor mold is terrible, because it's not. I still like it. But I just think they listened to some feedback and all the things that, you know, they could tweak on this to make it even better they've done with TIGATRON. I appreciate the upscaling as well. I kind of wish he was a Voyager instead of a Deluxe, but again, he's fine. I do definitely wish he came with the gun. That's one improvement that I really do appreciate. But I just think, you know, they've really done such a good job. Like, again, not to put Cheetor down, but this guy just really shines. I mean, this just looks really absolutely fantastic. I can't get over how good he looks. So, just wanted to do a comparison because I knew some people would ask, because a lot of people when they first saw this were thinking it's just a scaled up Cheetor. It's really not. They've definitely made some improvements. I mean, the fact that they had to alter it to make it a tiger instead of a cheetah, because obviously cheetahs are lankier, so they had to make those kind of changes. But you'll see as we get into the transformation, definitely some improvements as well. So let's go ahead, let's get into that transformation. Alright, so I've gone ahead and removed all of the accessories. You want to kind of start by just getting the arms out of the way, so you can open up these panels on the side. And they are going to come and just immediately, they can sit flush with the back covering section. So we're going to just bring these out and kind of put them together like that. Then at this point, we're going to take the arms and we're going to bend them at those double jointed elbows. But you don't want to do a complete bend. You need to kind of have the arm section sit down a little bit, so that when you bring this over, it will sit flush. And now all of that is one large covering piece, which I think looks really great. That really works well. So you're going to bring this down again, and then this is going to come around to the side. And again, this is all just going to fit together really nicely, like so. For some reason, this side on mine doesn't like to immediately peg in. There we go. Sometimes it clicks out of place. But so that's really nice. So then you're going to take this and just lift this up. You can see that there's a little peg underneath here that pegs in here. So you don't have to do that whole piece where that peg stuck out here like on Cheetor and peg it into the bottom of the tiger mouth. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You're going to flip down the tiger head. His head's going to fold inside, and you can see how it's going to kind of just form right in there with the neck. And so that just hides away perfectly right there. This is going to come up and just kind of sit here. And then you just want to make sure that the tiger legs are out of the way. So spin them around. And then this is just going to close up like so. This is going to kind of cover a little bit of the waist here. And then just peg together. Really nice, really clean, really easily. And then boom, you've got the entire front section of the tiger. And it looks great. You can see how this section is just very clean, very uniform. All the panels fit together really nicely. And I could not be more happy with that. Next, we're going to come down here. We're going to fold down the heels. You're going to bring out the tiger legs. And then you're going to see this piece here needs to kind of get pushed forward to sit flush into that area because it was recessed previously. So that fits in there, which is nice. And then this is going to come around. And if you can't like reach these, when you push these in, it'll push that panel out. And then you just kind of bring this down. And then you just kind of bend it like so. And I think that even looks cleaner because that kind of fits in there a little bit nicer. And everything just kind of works there. So we're going to take this. We're going to bring this around. Pop this down. This little panel will flop in there. This will go in. Push that in. And then you're going to bring this like so. And you can see at this point you're pretty much done with the tiger mode. You're just going to bring in that tail piece and peg that in right there. Now you can take the gun, and there are two peg holes under here, and they want you to go ahead and peg that in there. I think that looks kind of terrible, so I'm just going to leave it off to the side. That's my only complaint with the tiger mode. There's not a great place for that gun to hide into the tiger mode, but I'm fine with it. Just the fact that it was included is a big deal. I really appreciate that. So I don't care that it doesn't really hide somewhere great. So I just really think he looks fantastic. You have a little bit of a hinge and swivel there as far as the tiger leg goes in the front. I don't know why they didn't just make these ball joints, but, you know, it is what it is. You have movement here at the knee. You have a ball joint and a hinge in the paw. And then the back here, it's really just the leg articulation. You do have a ball joint down here in this paw and a hinge as well. But the rest of that is the robot leg. So yeah, he looks great. Oh, I also forgot to mention that the mouth can open and close. And again, the tiger head, I think they did a really nice job. That looks really good. Would have been nice if the inside of the mouth was painted, but that's not a big deal. Just to do a comparison real quick with Cheetor. You can see he's definitely bigger. And I don't know, this whole bottom section of Cheetor I just think isn't as successful. I feel like this contours better and looks a little bit more natural, whereas his is kind of randomly blocky down there. Again, not terrible. I just think they really did refine the mold and really just made it shine for TIGATRON. And his tail just kind of hangs down while his is a little bit out. There's no articulation there. There's not really anything you can do about that. That's just how those pieces are molded. But I think it works. I think it makes sense considering he's probably running because he's a cheetah. And then TIGATRON did always kind of just like saunter around. He ran from time to time, but it makes more sense that his would kind of just hang straight down. But yeah, it's cool. And I mean, the more you look at it, sometimes like the white transition to the off-white is a little random. But I don't think it's that bad. I think it makes sense in the areas that they have it. I just hope over time, you know, this doesn't turn all off-white. But for the most part, I think it looks good. I think TIGATRON is absolutely fantastic. I really don't even have anything to complain about. If I had to search for something to complain about, I would say I wish that the gun mode hid somewhere on the Tiger mode, but that's really not a big deal. I'm just happy they included it because it was definitely something I was missing with the Cheetor release, so I'm very happy that they decided to include it here. Having the tail act as like a whip accessory, it's fine. I don't really care for it. I don't need it because he has the gun, but that's fine. If they just want to kind of give you another option, I appreciate that. I just think they've done such a nice job. They took the Cheetor mold, which was decent, and they really just streamlined it and tweaked a few things and really just made it shine. I think there's just really nothing to complain about with this guy. He's really fantastic. I love the color scheme. I think the transformation's great. I think the Tiger mode's very successful. The head sculpt looks good. Like I said, I just really don't have anything to complain about this guy. Definitely recommend picking him up and adding to your collection. I got mine from Hasbro Pulse. They just shipped it the other day. I don't know if he's in stock over there still. You could also try Amazon. I think people are starting to find him in stores as well. So maybe he'll be showing up at Target sometime soon. But whenever you can find this guy, I definitely recommend adding him to your collection. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.